sunset in the old town of Mostar. If you ever wanted to come to a very busy tourist place and almost have it for yourself, but now is the time. So the city overall is like one of the main hotspots in Bosnia, and the old town is like super nice. I'm going to show you some shots right now. It's definitely like one of those things you see on Instagram and you doubt that they're real. You look at it, you think it's nice, you take a picture and you look at it, you're like, wow, is this real right now? But also a little bit the sad side of it is that most things are closed right now. There's one street that is open and actually looks quite alive and nice. I'm going to take you there now, but most of the old town's actually closed. The museum is closed. You know, there's kind of like a little bit COVID times. We have late March right now. But still, I would say even with that, like especially on the weekend we were here, it was quite busy. There were a few hundred people actually in the old town. So right now I'm gonna take you to the main spot, the Mostar Bridge. So we made it down to pretty much the one spot. This is kind of like just one spot. Even if you have no idea about the country, Bosnia and Herzegovina, even if you have no idea about Mostar, you've probably seen this thing before. The fact about this bridge is that it was actually destroyed during the war. I talked about it in the first video about Sarajevo, especially what happened just like 25 years ago. And so after that they had to rebuild it, and they reopened it like I think around like 15-16 years ago. So yeah, back at its best. I haven't been to the gym in like a week. So we found ourselves a nice gym. It's an old school place. We got the bros here, we got Arnie in the back, we got Sylvester in the other corner. So a really nice local gym. It's like maybe like a 20-minute walk outside of the main city area. I looked around, there's a few gyms, most of them are privately owned, and this one's actually, I believe, like over 20 years old. It's kind of like a family business. I met the guy who owns it. So overall for me, again, for the last week, started to track my calories, taking working out a little bit more serious. It's going to be definitely a higher priority than before, like staying a lot in hotels, this and that. So for now, especially staying in a place where we can cook, so focusing a lot on that. Like right now I'm weighing the highest I've ever weighed, like 86 kg. Not looking too bad, but the goal is going to be to drop around 10 of them in the next 3 to 4 months. So mark my words. You know, the thing is, we were looking for a place to stay in Bosnia. Somewhere where, you know, things are going to be open, things are going to be nice and like lively, spring is coming. But Sarajevo was quite closed, you know, not much happening. Also, there's like almost like in a different season, there's winter still. So when we actually found out about the other side of Mostar, it's completely different. Actually, I was just in the gym. He told me that pretty much on the left side of the river, you have mostly Croats. On the other side is Bosnian people. And so with that, also the vibe is very different here. I gotta say, I don't know why, it's the most lively place I've been to in the last year. People are walking around all day, all the cafes are open, they have a nice mall in the back. So I decided to make it as a base. Like it's not usually the place that I would choose to be a base for a few weeks, but considering the situation, everything is open, and the city definitely has its very unique character. The people walking around here, definitely the Mostar people have their own swag, the girls are dressed well. And so for the rest of the video, I'm going to take you along a little bit on the daily life. Going to show you a little bit the corners, maybe the cafes I'm working at, the gym I just found a few days ago. Overall, Mostar definitely has a place in my heart. It's kind of like, you know, on the ground, nice and lively, but at the same time you have the mountains surrounding it, you have the old town in the back. But I have to tell you, if you ever come to Mostar, I would definitely check out this circle especially. It's like a 10-minute walk out of the old town, because the old town is nice, it's special, but it's a touristy hotspot, which right now is dead, no tourist. Seriously, it's the biggest pause I ever saw in my life. Who the hell are you?
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And so another thing that made us stay here a lot longer than we thought we would is this huge mall, super convenient. It even had a movie theater that we checked out a few days ago. Ooh. Guys, we're full on back the past few days in the productivity mode, cooking at home every single meal, my little secret meal. I never cooked it before in the past few months. Zucchini with chicken and white rice. I don't know what it is about the zucchini, but with some salted flavor. And also especially if you want to have a little bit more higher volume, zucchini are super low on the calories. So fantastic meal. You see I have mostly just veggies, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of rice down there. So yeah, cooking at home. Been living in this apartment for a bit over a week, so that's why I really have a lot of love for Mostar. Getting stuff done. Okay guys, we are on top of Mostar. So let me explain a little bit. If I come to a city and I see a viewpoint from the bottom, I'm like, I have to conquer the city. As corny as that sounds, we are here on top of a mountain. When I was walking around, I saw this huge, humongous cross for days, already for a week. We're leaving Mostar in a few days, so I was like, I have to come up, I have to freaking climb that mountain, especially because today I didn't have the best day, felt a little bit low, you know, that's always part of it. And I was like, yo, I can be either miserable at home or I hike up, listen to a nice podcast, get into a bit better mood, shift a little bit. And yeah, it's super windy up here, but the view is absolutely insane. Also on another note, actually a week ago, I took the car up to the other viewpoint, the actually a little bit more official viewpoint. Actually at this point they picked up, it is back there. A thing that people usually don't do is, I'm gonna show you a few shots with the car that I shot there. The thing that most people do, they just stay in the front. It's crazy windy, it looks nice, you see the city, but actually if you're gonna walk back, you're gonna get a shot of kind of like some type of a lake or a dam, which is also super cool. So, and a little side note that I didn't mention is, it's 1.5 hours hike. It's not too tough, but it's a good walk. Just set to export the last video, the video from the road trip actually. You have to make sure to watch the ending of the previous video. There we have the gold digger prank. Guys, I thought because especially the last videos have been like super, you know, on the road all the time, traveling, cool spots, very over edited, especially because I had the car in the past video. I was trying to get like some really nice shots for the guys. But I want to share with you a little bit how most of the time looks. So actually we wanted to have our base in Sarajevo. Sarajevo had like a lot of restrictions due to COVID. I think right now they opened up again 2 weeks after we spent in Mostar. So Mostar is kind of like a mid-sized city, because I want to be usually in a big city if we stay a little bit longer, to have conveniences like gym and just to feel alive, to feel like there's things happening, and then, you know, escape on the weekend a little bit to some nicer places. And here, this is the apartment we got. I think I can give you a quick walkthrough. Whenever staying a little bit longer, need at least to have like 2 rooms. Got really lucky with the price here. So big kitchen, nice living area. Let's walk over here. So kind of like up and downside, we're on the first floor. We have a nice and sunny balcony. Let's actually go out. Up. Whew, super nice and warm today.
So bright.
Yeah, my pants almost even dried.
Awesome.
There we go. So this is the sleeping room, which like during the day is so bright. And overall, kind of like a nice and compact apartment. We have another extra room. So very functional. This is kind of like storage room. Love it.
Yeah, so basically I sleep there and this is Danny's room. Come.
16 days we stayed here.
Yeah.
Like over 2 weeks, had a really good time. And you know, most of the day, what am I doing? I'm editing videos, so this has been kind of like a working station also because the cafes have been open. Have been rocking up the cafes. Usually what I do is like one day I work at home, one day I work at the cafe. The two of us, Bianca, we try to like kind of like schedule each other. It usually doesn't really work out, but we try, like, you know, to not be all the time hanging with each other and like, you know, just also have a more of a hard time to get stuff done. Like my travel lifestyle, often people ask like, yo, like what is the downsides of that? Like, oh, it seems so perfect. But the thing is, a lot of things like staying in shape, like generally having a good structure, productivity can become really challenging when your environment is changing all the time. But yet I personally feel like still you can adapt to everything, especially if you like consciously try to build up systems in a life where everything is like changing all the time, which was my intention, and I love it. But at the same time, what I try to do at least every month, stay somewhere for 2 weeks minimum. And what I did actually this time around, I showed you the gym. I started to track my calories again. I got a comment on the last videos like, Danny, you're getting fat. And I was like, it's true. You know, I gained a good bit up here, but actually I've been also working out heavy, so I'm actually the biggest I've ever been. Like, I'm not trying to flex too hard in my videos. Like, you know, if you run a fitness channel, you always have to like, hey, hello guys, welcome to today's video. You know, been there. And nothing against fitness guys, like I love the industry as well, but for me, you know, but fitness is not a high priority, but it is like a second, maybe more like third priority. I like to work out, the thing it does to my mind, especially just to, you know, when you wake up, you start your day, you get some stuff done, you have some editing done, you answer some emails, you hit your workout, and you hit proper meals. You just kind of like, you know, sounds a little bit corny, but it's some form of self-love, you know. You just respect yourself and do that, and it is, you settle down in a city and also feel it. Like, not do much, not film much.
Don't show the no!
Bianca cooked some prison food. I've also been eating a lot of soup.
No!
No, it is what it is. Alright guys, so this is pretty much how my life looks most of the time, you know, trying to get into the zone. So that has been pretty much the life in Mostar. So a mix out of staying in a super nice historical old Ottoman city, which just looks like straight from a postcard, straight to like a museum. But on the other side of it, you have very regular local life with some nice streets, with some very rundown streets actually as well. If you're gonna happen to come here, I think I've got 1 or 2 shots, you know. In my videos, I usually show the better side, but like I have to tell you, we are like in the post-Yugoslavia, like, you know, to give you an idea, like I'm talking about the building, you know, like
but
run
I like
down.
that. It tells the history.
It tells the history and it's real.
Yeah.
So on that note, if you're new here, my name is Dan. For the past few, yeah, always the same stuff. No, guys.
Shut up!
Yeah. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and we're gonna see each other very soon.